Hello, friends. Nicholas here with DIVO, TED Talks, Devoted Talks, where we take ancient wisdom and practices through a modern lens and experience to help you and those you love in suffering in your personal and greater worlds. So, my friends, I like to record these when I'm in the mood, and so I take advantage when the willpower and the intention line up and forge together. And so I am grateful to be here with you this morning. And actually, I just rubbed my leg and I realized that I'm bleeding and I have a little scab, so that was unexpected. Oh, I have a lot of barriers in my house that I have tripped over lately, and I have scraped my skin, and I keep knocking them back open, so that's no good. You know how it is. Kind of come back to things and repeat the things until you learn the lesson, like maybe don't put a barrier in front of your kitchen. Especially when I had a client just tell me in the last couple of months that they tripped and fell over a gate and broke their finger so bad that they had to have surgery. So that could have been a foreshadowing, a forbearance, a warning. Anyway, yeah, so I like to do the things when I'm inspired, right? Like, think how easy it is to do things when you feel like doing it. And think about how many things in your life you don't feel like doing most of the time. Like, we really build these stories and beliefs around things, and then our lives kind of line up with that. So, I have to go to work and I have to do this, and this takes priority, when in reality, for instance, if you don't have health, you can't really go to work to earn money. And so if you have to work just to make money to pay for your health, that's not really that helpful either. So, what are your priorities and how straight are they with who you are, with reality, and with your life? And so the question truly is, what do you desire and why? Because your why will get you up in the morning, and having something to work for at least gives you a direction to head, right? It gives you something for your bearings, and then your why is what keeps you going, right? So with a sailing analogy, the set of your sail is your intention, and the wind in the sail is your motivation, right? So it's beautiful because you have to aim it the right way to catch the wind, but you have to know which way you're going on how to set the sail to catch the wind and head in the direction you want to, right? You don't have to just wait for the wind to blow in the right direction. Sometimes you can harness the wind in the right way with the right angle of the sails to have it direct you exactly in the direction you want to go, right? Otherwise, sailing wouldn't work at all. And you would only be able to do it on particular days. Sorry, I'm playing with this bloody shin. I wish it wasn't bleeding. Anyway, so, where in your life have you set your sail, but you're still waiting for the wind to come to you instead of figuring out where the wind is and then adjusting your sail so that the sail is set towards your intention? And that's tough sometimes, right? Because so many things are pulling at us in different directions. Perhaps we have commitments, perhaps we're married, perhaps we have children, perhaps we have all kinds of things. I have a business, so that really influences a lot of what I can and cannot do and what I do and do not want to do. And that's okay, right? Each person is guaranteed to, the space to at least want what they want. Doesn't mean they'll get it, doesn't mean they'll have it. Doesn't mean that it will come right away. It's just that they have the space and the power to want in that moment. So, that being said, what do you want? And how do you set your sail to head in that direction? Maybe you're not familiar with sailing, right? Maybe you look at it like the gas on the cart. So the metaphor move to the car would be setting your GPS and then filling your vehicle with fuel, right? Certain activities will fill your tank with fuel, perhaps, rather than drain your tank, right? So if you do activities with your car that are outside of, that require fuel, you will have less fuel. And so it may not be as easy to get towards your goal or head in the direction that you want to head. And so, what do you do about that? Well, one, you figure out where your fuel's going, first of all. Second of all, you figure out um, what you really want, right? Have you set your GPS? Do you even know where you're going, or are you just driving around in circles? Because that could also cost you a lot of fuel, and or you might run out before you get to where you're going because you've driven in circles rather than the most direct route, right? The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but as our modern day life shows us, there isn't always a straight line to your location. Sometimes you have to take the path of least resistance, which may be further around to get there. And so, how do you keep your tank full if you don't always have access to the place that has the fuel? In the you know instance of us, if we're talking about motivation or inspiration, it's a more spiritual, mental, and physical energy than it is an actual physical energy, like putting gas into a car. So it's not a perfect example, but um, it's still an example nonetheless. And so, what to do with this? What would yoga and Ayurveda say? First of all, we would do meditation, yoga, and Ayurveda to get clear so that we know what we want and we know that it's true that we want what we want and it's not some disease, dis-ease, or something pulling us in a direction that we don't actually want to go. So that's the first part. The second part is getting consistently moving in specific pathways so you can notice minute changes and shifts in your perspectives or your physical feelings throughout the day so that you keep the fuel high or maintain it or refill it as you go. Um, the exercise itself isn't as important as the releasing of the tensions in the body that prevent the movement, stop the movement, or cost extra energy for the movement, right? A lot of our life makes things just that much more of a challenge, that much more of a struggle. And so we have to invest more in it. And so being clear, because you regularly use movement in these channels, as to where your energy is going and how to best conserve it and harness it for your greatest good. And then last but not least, a clear mind and heart so that you know for sure that what you're desiring isn't just another form of disease or perpetuating old habits or old beliefs or systems, right? It's following your excitement, right? It's following the things that not just bring you joy. Like we talk about, you know, if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And yet, we still have to earn money. And so just because we love it doesn't mean we have to like it to love doing work in general, right? We can do something that is in service to people, but maybe the work itself is hard and not what we would have chose, but it is in service to others, right? That one has framing aspects to it. So in conclusion, what do you do with this information? A lot of people are spinning in circles and not going anywhere because they're not being judicious with their intentions and they're using certain things as a means to an end. Instead of creating the life they want, they're using the tools or the resources around them to create what they need only. And then they don't really have a lot of energy left to go for what they want, instead of trying to coalesce all of those ideas into one thing so that, their greatest dreams and experiences can become a reality. Now, it may not always be easy, right? Not all of us are born into situations that are straightforward and make sense. I was born into a challenging home situation, but by far, I wouldn't say it was one of the worst. I mean, it makes the more finer points of life more challenging for me to access and accomplish because I don't quite have that nuance in my programming. But yet I do have main functions within my program. I know how to cook, I know how to clean, I know how to take care of myself, and I know how to learn. And so I by far have not had a terrible or hard life. That doesn't make my struggles or challenges any less important or real. It just means that I may not have to work on some of the granular stuff that others may have to get situated first before they go forward. So having the knowledge of what it is you need to work on is also very important. But it really goes back to your heart. Your heart will tell you what makes your soul sing. And meditation and Ayurveda and yoga will help you be able to tune in to the path to get there so that your wildest dreams can become a reality. But first, you have to detoxify the body, mind, and spirit of all the things that you are not, that you may have been led to believe, because the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free.